meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Adequate notice of this meeting was advertised in the Asbury Park Press and the Beacon, January 9th, 2025. And by posting the notice in the Forked River and Lenoka Harbor Post Office, and by filing a copy of the notice in the Lacey Township Clerk as requested by the Open Public Meeting Act. Please recognize there's only 6 members for roll call tonight, as Mr. Peters has stepped down. Roll call, please.
Mr. Armato?
Here.
Mr. Bell?
Here.
Mrs. Armato?
Here.
Mrs. Walker? Is absent. Mr. Conity?
Here.
And Mrs. Claus?
Here.
As is our usual procedure, a motion to go into closed session will be in order now to discuss student matters, pending litigation, attorney-client communication. Any other issues?
Nope.
No. Closed session will be approximately 1 hour, and the board will address and take action on its regular agenda after the meeting.
Motion?
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Linda's here.
Mrs. Walker's here.
Okay, we're going to resume the meeting. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the Board of Education, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to all our incoming students, staff, families, and community members. We wish every one of you a successful, fulfilling school year. There's so much to look forward to: our school plays, athletic events, and educational accomplishments. We are excited to be a part of your success. Tonight, I would like to introduce and welcome our student body leaders, Cooper Mick and Tatiana Perez, to the dais. Both here. We know you will both lead your peers and this district in an upward, positive direction. We are counting on your leadership to inspire other students. I would also like to take a moment and recognize some incredible achievements this past year. Recently, we learned our school ranking rose by 29 points. We understand we still have a way to go, but we'd like to thank our staff for all their hard work to motivate the students to do better. Even more impressive, our SAT score increased 100 points to 1170. That's truly remarkable progress. Cooper and Tatiana, we are counting on you to help motivate the students and set the bars even higher. As you may notice, Mr. Skip Peters is not here with us tonight. He has recently stepped down from his role. On behalf of the board and our community, we would like to thank Mr. Peters for his 6 years of dedicated volunteer service. His commitment made a real difference, and we deeply appreciate the positive changes he helped bring to Lacey schools. I've spoken to our New Jersey School Board representatives about the next steps for fulfilling the seat. We will be posting the position soon, and I encourage everyone interested to reach out to Ms. Ornsby with questions about the application, interview process, and timeline. Our goal is to appoint within 65 days. In the meantime, I'm pleased to announce that Sal Armato will serve as chair of referendum committee, and Dan Bell will fill the open seat. Linda Walker will be on the finance committee to fill that open seat. Dan Bell will also be on the superintendent search committee, and I will serve as the OC-SBA delegate. All of these changes will be effective immediately. Now I'd like to take a moment to address something a little more serious. I would like to remind everyone, students, parents, staff, and community members, that threats of any kind, whether in person or online, will not and cannot be tolerated. There are limits, and hate speech is forbidden. We take threats and all forms of hate speech very seriously, and we will respond appropriately. You will also notice changes on our policy in public comment tonight. Policy 0167, public participation at board meetings. Mr. Bell will speak more about that in our committee report. Any violation of the code may be an immediate termination of the speaker, removal from the meeting by law enforcement, and in repeated cases, the board may consider limiting the rights to attend in the future. Also, please refer to the code of conduct in this section of the policy. Some points include, but are not limited to, shouting from the floor, going over the allotted time, and absolutely no distribution of any materials or any others during the meeting. Again, this is all in our policy 0167, which we are updating tonight. As always, our main focus is on safety, success, and the well-being of our students, staff, and our community, and we would like to wish everyone a very successful year. And now I'd like to turn it over to student representatives, or student representatives.
Absolutely.
Okay, go right ahead.
All right, I'm Tatiana Feblis-Perez. I'm the Executive Board President of SGA.
And my name is Cooper Mick. I am the Senior Class President, and I'm going to tell you guys some recent events with the Student Government Association. So the Student Government Association last met on September 8th. With the freshmen, the elections for the freshman class officers will be held at the end of the month. They will be electing a president, vice president, secretary, and a treasurer. With our sophomore class, they are currently drafting ideas for a fundraiser, and they are also looking for volunteers to the upcoming trunk or treat event. With the junior class, they are currently also drafting ideas for a fundraiser, and the annual Powder Puff game will be held on November 25th at noon. And with the seniors, they just wrapped up the Paint a Parking Spot fundraiser, which was an incredible success. If you haven't already went to go look at the parking spots, I highly suggest that you do so. Information regarding senior t-shirts and cap and gowns will be going out to students in the following weeks, and they are also drafting ideas for a fundraiser. And finally, with the executive board, each class will be electing their homecoming court during the week of September 29th. The 2025 homecoming football game will be held on Friday, October 3rd, and the homecoming court will be announced at halftime. And the 2025 homecoming dance will be held on October 18th. Admission sales will be in W105 from 1:45 to 2:30 p.m. on October 7th through 9th for $30, and then on October 14th through 16th for $30. And finally, all homecoming paperwork will be emailed to students and parents on October 1st, and the Student Government Association will next meet on the first Monday of October.
All right, next I'm going to go over the unsung hero. So September's unsung hero is Cooper Mick. Cooper is a highly... It's the reason for the switch up tonight, too. So Cooper is a highly engaged and driven student who plays an integral role in the school community. Ranked among the top in his class, he consistently demonstrates academic excellence and a strong commitment to personal growth. As a member of the Lacey Leadership Academy, Cooper constantly pushes himself and builds upon his abilities as a leader. His natural ability to lead by example has made a lasting impact on his peers and teachers alike. What truly sets Cooper apart is his unwavering commitment to do what is right. He's never afraid to speak up for others or stand firm in his beliefs, even in challenging situations. Whether he's organizing events, mentoring fellow students, or contributing to school-wide initiatives, Cooper's leadership, character, and conviction make him a respected and admired figure in the school community. Congratulations, Cooper. You really deserve this.
Congratulations, thank you. And now our superintendent.
And I'll bring Principal King, will come down with the first of our seniors of the month. We have 3 this month, and as I always say, they are the most special because they have a body of work that the teachers remembered, even though we've been in school for 2 weeks.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Zelinski. Board of Education, thank you. Just a big thank you to all the students and teachers. We had a great opening this year, and it's looking forward to an awesome, awesome school year. All right, our first senior of the month for September is, you may have seen this person recently, Tatiana Feblis-Perez. Come on up. A round of applause for her family who's here. Right here.
I'm Tatiana Felbus-Perez, and I'm proud to be named September Senior of the Month at Lacey Township High School.
Hi, Tatiana. Congratulations on being named Senior of the Month.
I'm most active in band. I play the saxophone in marching band and concert band, and I play the bass in jazz band. I also am active as a swimmer on the swim team, and I throw for the track and field team.
Tatiana, when I think of you and all the things that you've accomplished over the years that I've had you as a student, there are so many things that come to mind. For instance, your work ethic, the way you work with people, the way you put your mind to something until you get it the way you want it, and just the fact that your organizational skills and everything you do is going to lead to success later in life.
Outside of school, I love to play the bass and just explore music.
When it comes to Tatiana, there are so many memories. I had Tatiana in middle school and as our drum major in high school. There have been so many conversations, but the amount of fun we had when you were in, I think you were in 8th grade, and I was helping Mr. Lady out with concert band, and we got to sit next to each other, and the conversations we got to have. I got to know you real well, and I knew you were going to be great at anything you want to do.
After high school, I plan to go to college for nursing and do nursing ROTC on the side, and hopefully I will enlist as a Navy nurse.
So Tatiana, I want to wish you the best of luck with the rest of the school year because we have a lot left to go. And best of luck with college and everything in the future. I know for a fact that you're going to be extremely successful at anything that you wish to do.
Our next senior of the month is someone you've also seen recently. It is Cooper Mick. Cooper, come on over. A round of applause for his family who's here tonight as well. A round of applause for them. Come on up, Cooper.
Hi, my name is Cooper Mick, and I'm proud to be named as September Senior of the Month here at Lacey Township High School.
Cooper, congratulations on being amongst the first cohort of Senior of the Month for your senior year, September 2025.
Here at Lacey Township High School, I serve as the Senior Class President, the Co-President of Interact, the Co-Founder of the Speech and Debate Team, the Vice President of the Certifier Club. I'm the Job Fair Chair for the National Honor Society, and I'm also involved in the Leadership Academy of Humanities.
Coop, listen, you never do anything below 90% at all with effort, so it is no surprise that you are a student of the month. You are one of the most intellectual students that's ever come through LAH. You are involved outside of school, working with organizations and on political campaigns. What you're doing is really setting the standard for how the rest of your academic career is going to go, and we couldn't be prouder.
Outside of high school, I serve as the Secretary and Outreach Chair for a political organization based in Ocean County, and I'm also an intern on Representative Mikey Sherrill's campaign for Governor of New Jersey.
You know, Coop, your personality and character is amongst one of the most consistent and honorable that I've encountered in the last 20 years of this career. And I gotta say, your character and personality would often show itself on discussion day in AP history with your peers. It was always a great day in class. You always brought great insights. And believe it or not, to the people in the audience, you actually have a sense of humor sometimes. So we appreciate that about you.
After high school, I plan on attending a 4-year institution to study political science and public policy.
Coop, congratulations again on being named Senior of the Month for September 2025. We're proud of you. We look forward to the rest of your academic career and to seeing where you end up. Good luck.
All right. And our September Vocational Senior of the Month is Alyssa Swain. Alyssa, come on down.
I'm Alyssa Swain, and I'm proud to be named September's Vocational Senior of the Month at Lacey Township High School.
It's a privilege for me to recognize our Vocational Senior of the Month, Alyssa Swain.
Some of the clubs and activities I participate in are Interact Club with Ms. Frechette and our WLTS studio.
This young woman is not only an incredibly gifted student in design and visual communication, but also someone whose kindness and compassion touch everyone around her.
One of my favorite high school memories is probably managing the swim team because the bond that team has is just like a family with the coaches, from the people. It's just overall a great experience.
She has faced challenges most of us can only imagine, yet she shows up every day with grace, strength, and an unwavering commitment to her classmates. She looks out for her friends, makes sure people feel supported, and somehow still pours her heart into her creative work.
Some things I like to do outside of school are hang out with my friends and family and just explore.
Her perseverance and generosity of spirit inspire all of us. I'm so proud to celebrate her today and to honor not just her achievements, but the remarkable person she is.
After high school, I plan to go to college, most likely for studio production,
I'm going to miss you so much, Alyssa. I hope you have a wonderful senior year. This is a well-deserved accomplishment. Please join me in congratulating our Senior of the Month. Thank you.
Yep, we got pictures. We got pictures. All right, Mr. Linsky, that concludes my presentation.
Thank you, Mr. King. Thank you. All right, next up, okay, we're going to follow up with our advanced mathematics teachers. We have Ms. Jessica Schaefer and Ms. Christina Hayes, who are going to come up with some very special presentations for our high-achieving math scholars. And our principals are going to help you hand those out as we move along. So, I know you have some things to say.
Hi, good evening, everybody. We're excited to be here tonight to celebrate some of our outstanding math students from the elementary and middle schools. This past April, select students had the opportunity to represent our district in the Ocean County Math League. This county-wide competition challenges students with high-level math problems aligned to the New Jersey Student Learning Math Standards. The league is designed to enrich students' mathematical experiences and prepare them for the problem-solving demands of the 21st century. It also provides a unique opportunity for students to apply their skills in a competitive and collaborative setting. These contests are created by teachers and supervisors from across the county, and our students work hard within their own schools to prepare for the rigor and time constraints of the competition.
Tonight is all about celebrating the students, their hard work, talent, and commitment to excellence. To put this achievement into perspective, there are 77 public elementary schools and 24 public middle schools in Ocean County, along with many private schools. While not every school participates in the Math League, the majority do, which makes this accomplishment especially meaningful. With that, we're proud to recognize our teams with certificates and celebrate their impressive achievements. Congratulations to all of our math stars. We'll start off with the 4th grade from Cedar Creek Elementary School. They got 3rd place in Ocean County. So that was Darren Shee, Orion Buenvenido, Aiden Risco. Aiden. Oh,
What was that?
sorry. Aiden Harisco. Micah Trout. And Keshav Pai. I'd also like to say Keshav got 2nd place in Ocean County for the individual competition as well, which is an outstanding achievement. That's our 4th grade team. Our 5th grade team from Forked River Elementary School took 1st place in Ocean County last year. This consisted of Chase Booth, Samantha King, Mariah Carvalho, Wes Pierce, and Leonardo DeCola. I also want, oh, there he is. Hello, Leo. Wes also took 4th place in Ocean County for the individual competition, and Leonardo took 1st place in Ocean County for the individual.
Okay, now for our 6th graders, we have Ian Zanatti. Oh, and this team, I should have mentioned, they placed 4th place in the county. Ian Zanatti, Frankie Musiker, Audrey Hennelly, Adeline Brannick, and Brody Okay. And our 7th grade team, and just a little special shout out to our 7th grade team that I had the pleasure of looping up with. I had them 2 years in a row. So last year they didn't get celebrated, but they got 1st place in the county. And then in 7th grade they got 2nd place in the county. So we have Jessica Kim. We have Gabriella Toner. Sophia Pastor. Camilla Mistella. She had soccer practice. And we have our 2nd place in the county out of all the 7th graders that took it, Ethan Sosa. Thank you so much. Congratulations, boys and girls. We're so proud of you.
These are higher SAT scores in like how many years? Right? Right? A lot of pressure. That's how it works. That's easy, right? Are you guys ready? You smile. All right, now go like this. Yeah. Yeah, like that. Good job, everybody.
You want to dismiss them?
No, I really hard.
Oh. Okay.
All right, last up, I have our own Zoe Hardy, who's coming back. We've met her before. I don't have your name in front of me. I know you're American Heart Association. Yes, Andrea. Andrea? Yes. Please. Zoe wanted to address the crowd.
Okay, good evening. My name's Andrea Marusek, and I've had the privilege of working with your school community for the past 15 years through our Kids Heart Challenge program, which is held each February and March in your elementary and middle schools. Together with your amazing administration and PE teachers, we have educated countless students and families on the importance of their physical and mental well-being. We've empowered young people to become lifesavers by learning hands-only CPR and how to recognize the warning signs of stroke. We have reinforced core values like kindness, responsibility, safety, and empathy, especially as students support those in their community affected by heart disease, like our 9th grader, Zoe Hardy. Over the past 4 years, Zoe has courageously shared her heart journey as a local youth heart ambassador. She has inspired the school community with her resilience, leadership, and unwavering motivation. This year, we are thrilled to announce that Zoe has been selected as one of just 15 students nationwide to serve as a national youth heart ambassador for the American Heart Association. In this one-year commitment, Zoe will work closely with our school programs to continue her mission of inspiring peers across the country to adopt healthier habits for improved mental and physical well-being. We are incredibly excited to see the impact Zoe's voice and experience will have both locally and nationally. Thank you to the Lacey Township School District for your continued support, for the meaningful role that you play in encouraging your families to be heart healthy. We look forward to continuing this partnership and proudly standing by Zoe's side as she steps into this national leadership role. Congratulations, Zoe.
Good evening, members of the Board of Education, President Claus and Acting Superintendent Mr. Zielinski. For those of you who don't know me, even though Andrea just introduced me, my name is Zoe Hardy. I'm a freshman from Lacey Township. I've had the honor of representing our town as a local youth heart ambassador for the American Heart Association for the past 4 years now. This year, I was honored to be selected as a National Youth Heart Ambassador. This has been a dream of mine since I started this journey. This prestigious honor would never have happened without the help of some amazing teachers and administrations. I would just like to take a minute to express my gratitude to everyone who has played an instrumental role in this journey. Thank you, Mr. Brewer, Ms. Cottrell, and Ms. McDonald from Lenoka Harbor School, the best elementary school if I say so, who started me on this journey and still continue to support me years later. This year, I'll be able to go back to my elementary school and share my story in person and encourage students to learn life skills such as hands-only CPR, something that is my absolute passion. Miss Donahue, my #1 supporter, who allowed us to restart the Kids Heart Challenge program at Mill Pond Elementary School without hesitation and continued that journey when the school transferred from pre-K and kindergarten. The confidence that Miss Donahue has helped me build will stay with me for a lifetime. Miss Savage, who has been my school liaison since day one. Miss Savage has helped me with everything from hanging posters to handing out gifts, but most importantly, she's taught me to believe in myself and that anything and everything is possible with perseverance and hard work. Mr. Brandis, who granted me the freedom, within reason, to create and implement the American Heart Challenge in the middle school. This program was the first in our district. Mr. Samiri for running the program with middle school teens and keeping them engaged in this program, which is no easy task if I say so myself. So he definitely deserves a medal for that. I think we can all agree with that. I'm also deeply grateful for the help and support of our school's parent/teacher associations. Not only do we have exceptional teachers and administrations, we also have some incredible parents that support and inspire all of us. It does indeed take a village. Mr. Zielinski, thank you for listening to me, encouraging me to continue this journey with your endless support. Thank you all for believing in me and helping me create a community of lifesavers.
Thank you, Zoe. Awesome. All right, I'll just conclude for now. I just want to look to the future. Just remind everybody of our upcoming bond referendum on November 4th. It's a pivotal moment for our school district and our community. If it passes, the referendum will allow us to fully replace the roofs on 5 of our school buildings and complete critical HVAC work with a particular focus on the Lenoka Harbor Elementary School. As always, and I've said this before, strong schools are the foundation of a strong community, and the place for all of us to come together and support this vision is with the replacement of the roofs on our schools at no additional cost to the taxpayers. This initiative is about securing our future and the educational facilities for the next generation. So I'll remind everybody of that, and I'll probably have a couple comments later. And that concludes my report. Thank you, President Claus.
Okay. We're going to move on to public participation. This would be your time if you want to go home and do
There's
your homework.
to be done. You may go now. Parents, you have to stay.
Thank you so much. Have a nice night. Have a great night.
Good.
Brother?
Oh, so cute. What's he like, 2?
Good night.
We turned 1 in August.
Bye. Have a nice day. See ya.
See you next month, guys.
See ya. Do you want your Skittles?
Congratulations.
Thank you. Of course.
I'll take them. My brother's.
Good. How are you?
Say you here.
No. Tom's over.
Oh, yeah, right.
That was, I retired 10 years ago. So, and you're still doing this. Good for you. Same here.
Congrats, Coop. You got 2.
Congratulations. You too.
And just like that.
Congratulations.
Good night.
You too.
Now it gets exciting.
Okay, good.
All right, President Claus.
All right, here we go.
All right.
All right, we're going to start with public comment. Any audience member wishing to make a comment will raise his or her hand, and when called upon, state their name, address, or affiliation, and intention to make a statement. Comments will be addressed to the board president. Comments will be made one issue at a time. Comments will be limited to 5 minutes. No audience member shall be recognized twice until all who have wished to comment have been recognized. The portion of this meeting is for public comments only, and there will be no questions answered. The purpose of this board meeting is to perform our business in public. Everyone is entitled to a public comment. If there is a question for the board, there is an established chain of command to follow. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Sean Mick. I live at 806 Harbor Road. I've had 2 children go through the system from Pigwiggin. Now my oldest is going to be done. My other son graduated, went to college. He's a professional firefighter. I just want to give thanks to the school board, the teachers. I saw Mr. Fiedler here. He's my kid's teacher. I know it's a tough job that they have to do. We give them our kids, and they raise them. They do a tremendous job making sure that they're steered in the right direction. They pursue their goals, and one son was an athlete, another son wants to be a politician. But they always steered them to where their goals will be met. The school board comes up here once a month. They take a lot of abuse from people. A lot of people have different opinions. A lot of people have a bunch of different ideas. Everybody has the right to their opinion. Everybody has the right to their idea. I'd like to thank you personally. I know that it was a tough year with the budgets, but you guys proved that different ideas, different opinions, you sit down at a table, you throw it all on the table, you figure out how to make it work. And that's true democracy. You know, you put it all together and say, we're gonna have to cut some fat, we may have to cut some muscle, but let's put the best thing together that we could put. And I think you did a great job, and I'd like to thank you. And unfortunately, this is going to be the last of my kids. Maybe my grandkids will come here, but I'd just like to thank the school, all the schools that my kids went to, and the school board for year after year, listening to our problems, being abused, people coming up here just wanting to talk and just rip into people with no solutions. You guys sit there, you take it, you listen, and then you get behind the desk in that door, and you just come up with a solution. And it's not always the perfect solution, but it's the best that you guys do. Yeah, I mean, you can't always come up with perfect solutions, but you really did do a good job. I'd just like to thank all of
Thank you.
and the school.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
See you later.
Can I just remind all the speakers just to please address the comments to the board president, not to the room as a whole?
Good evening, President Klaus, members of the board, and fellow parents. My name is Teresa Whitman. I live at 308 Nautilus Boulevard. My husband and I have 3 small children. Our 2 sons currently attend pre-K in this district, and until last week, our experience with the district has been overwhelmingly positive. The staff at Mill Pond are professional, caring, and kind. And I want to be clear that my concerns tonight are not inclusive of the teachers or staff who brilliantly serve our children every day. On Wednesday, September 9th, during morning drop-off on my son's 5th day of pre-K, it was raining, and due to the weather, I chose to use the front drop-off line instead of our usual routine of parking and walking in. As I entered the driveway, Acting Superintendent William Zielinski was standing in the center with cones dividing the car and bus lanes. As I began to pull into what I perceived to be an open lane, the acting superintendent suddenly began waving his arms and shouting through my closed window. I rolled it down to understand what the issue was. He immediately began yelling that I had entered a closed lane, but the space looked open and unobstructed. He continued to raise his voice, though I was not arguing. I had simply turned into what I perceived to be an open lane. He continued speaking in a hostile and confrontational tone. He instructed me to pull into Cedar Creek to wait. When I attempted to exit the driveway via a K-turn to literally escape the grown man screaming at me, he began again throwing his arms into the air and stating that this was not what he had instructed me to do. This encounter was unnecessarily aggressive and deeply unprofessional, particularly for someone in a leadership role. The tone and behavior that he exhibited were alarming and inappropriate for any setting, let alone directed at a young mother with a baby in the back. My son, who witnessed the encounter, was confused and unsettled, asking me afterward, "Why is that man so grumpy?" After dropping my son off, I approached the acting superintendent again as he was walking toward the school. He did not seem to recognize me as the parent that he had just berated, because when I asked him to confirm that he was the superintendent, he responded jokingly, "Sometimes I pretend to be." After confirming his identity, I acknowledged the stress of drop-off logistics, but attempted to explain that I found his tone and approach both abrasive and unnecessary for an honest mistake. Rather than engage in constructive or professional dialogue, William Zielinski briskly began walking away as I was still speaking, dismissively calling out, "Sorry you feel that way." I'm not standing here for a one-off incident. After sharing my experience publicly, I was inundated with responses from residents who described similar encounters with William Zielinski over the years. The words they used were consistent: argumentative, dismissive, condescending, bully. His behavior is not a secret in our community. I want to trust and believe that the people on this board, the district leadership team, the entire staff of our district genuinely care to make Lacey Township a great place to raise our families. I want to believe that every adult in this room, from parents to the decision makers sitting up front, have taken this responsibility on with the utmost respect for the privilege we have. Some of you have raised your hands and taken on the sacred duty of fostering an environment where children are safe, where communication is open, where there is more humility than ego. And it's time to demonstrate that. 5 days a week, I send my most cherished people into this world, into a Lacey Township school district, with you at the helm. I want people making decisions for my children to have the same character that I am attempting to instill within them. I want them to be noble. I want them to be humble. I want them to be kind. I want them to have integrity, to have respect for others, and to own their mistakes. With all of this said, I do believe that the acting superintendent owes me an apology. But more than that, he owes every parent here a commitment that our voices will be heard, that open, constructive communication will be encouraged and welcomed and valued, and that this district will lead by example in showing our children how to treat others with respect. Thank you.
So, Ms. Whitman. Ms. Whitman, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I'm sorry you felt that way, and I'm sorry, genuinely. Did you call my office to discuss this ever?
No, I did
Okay, I
not.
just want to make sure I didn't miss anything.
No,
So,
no.
I'm sorry.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Anybody else for public comment? Go ahead, Mr. Rizzoli.
Tony Rizzoli. First off, I'd like to publicly thank Harold Skip Peters for his service. He spent a lot of time. Many people didn't agree with him on some issues, but he did spend time. He did serve like the rest of you elected people did. Right or wrong, he gave his time, and I appreciate that as a resident. Madam President, most of this is policies. Please have Mr. Bell listen up. First one is policy 1636.01. These are to be discussed tonight. Notification of promotion policy. Nowhere in this policy does it say that the promotions go to friends, family, or seniority. Please keep that in mind because that's stipulated, and in my opinion, it's very important. Next is policy 1570, internal controls. Last time I was here, I asked a question of the superintendent. I didn't get an answer, which, okay. Anyway, I asked how many employees we have that are servicing our 3,600 or whatever students, and I didn't get an answer. But this policy addresses this question. If the district has a budget in excess of $25 million or more than 300 employees, the district shall maintain an enterprise resource planning ERP system that integrates all data and processes of the district into a unified system. Now, if we do meet that criteria, all I'm asking is, will the information under that criteria and this planning be available for public to scrutinize and look at? I just want to know what's going to be available to the public. Okay? The next one has to do with policy number 2422, and this is from page 3 through page 5. I don't agree with these particular items that are listed in this policy. Number 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. I just don't agree with them. As a taxpayer and as a person who has addressed this board on many occasions over the last 30 years, I don't see where any of this comes into a school's responsibility. I think that diversity, inclusion, and other committee views introduced by the NJEA lawyers to make money for their firms, that's where I think it came from. I don't think it's the school's responsibility to have these particular subjects that I pointed out brought up. And, I mean, it says you're supposed to pay attention for the contributions of specific groups. Well, I don't see anybody named Vespucci, Magellan, or even guys by the name of Kennedy, although they were rum runners and criminals, but, you know, they made contributions. I don't see any of those names, but I wanted to point out at the end of this, it does say, in accordance with the provisions of NJSA 18A:35-4(7), any student whose parent presents to the principal a signed statement that any part of the instruction in the health, family life, education, or sex education is in conflict with their conscience or sincerely held moral or religious beliefs shall be excused from that portion of the course where the instruction is being given, and no penalties, no repercussions from teachers or administration if they decide to opt out, okay, as to credit or graduation shall result. I mean, if they want to learn about J. Edgar Hoover, okay, and the first director of the FBI, fine, there's an internet. And maybe their clergy should explain some of the failures of that individual who was considered at that time such a great American, but maybe not so much anymore, okay? Or people like Alexander the Great, who had some problems, okay? It's on the internet. They can look if they're interested. Also, maybe some Catholic clergy and what has been coming out into the public's venue. I don't think it's up to the schools to do that. I think it's up to the schools to worry about reading, writing, and arithmetic, and math, like it was here tonight. I'll be back if...
Okay. Anybody else? Go right ahead.
Hi, my name is Kelly Brenner. I have 2 children, and I live in Forked River. It's the beginning of the year, and I just wanted to ask if the board would be able to reconsider busing for all students within the district when you're taking into consideration next year's budget. I'm fortunate enough to not be impacted, but I know many people that I'm speaking with are having a huge issue with this. So if we mention it now, it can be on your forefront. You can keep that into consideration that it is severely impacting many residents and a lot of the school district. Thank you.
Thank you. Would anybody else like to speak? Go ahead, Regina.
Regina DeSenza, Sunset Drive, Sunrise Beach. Ms. Ormsby, you may have missed one of my emails, but I did ask how the changes to policy 0174 came about. It was on last month's agenda. Were the changes made by the district, or did all the new wording come from Strauss Esme? I have particular interest in this policy. I understand that you don't want to answer questions right now, but I do want to know where those changes came from. As of this morning, I looked on the school district website, and I cannot find any current information about the November 4th referendum. The old one, yes, I see that, but the date of the new one isn't even posted. How is this being transparent? And where is the posting of the paperwork and estimates to the state of New Jersey requesting the debt service aid? I don't see that either. I had to get it myself from the NJDOE. Based on what details I obtained, this proposed $28 million referendum is just for roofs, partial roofs, and some HVAC replacement, as Mr. Zielinski just stated. The costs cited for each project on the 6 schools from the NJDOE document are as follows. Cedar Creek, $2,148,000 full roof replacement. Forked River School, $2,150,000 partial roof replacement. Lenoka Harbor School, $2,382,000 roof replacement. Mill Pond School, $5,468,000 full roof replacement. Lacey Middle School, $3,725,000 partial roof and HVAC units. And Lacey High School, $12,965,000 for HVAC and partial roof replacement for a grand total of $28,838,000. And this quote is direct from all 6 of the NJDOE project letters. This school facilities project is not ranked as a priority. This school facilities project has not been determined to be an emergent project by the department in concert with the executive county superintendent. None of the cost summary sheets by FVHD, the former architect, show how any of the prices were derived. Where is the cost source data? How can you expect the public to believe these prices with something with no backup documentation? I recall a similar project in 2019 with the same problematic pricing issues. Now here's something no one talks about. When a school bond debt is paid off, the return to the taxpayers is a reduction or elimination of the portion of their property taxes that was dedicated to paying that specific debt. How much will property taxes be reduced with the bond payoff? Ms. Ormsby has given us 2 amounts. Mr. Bidnick got an email in the last 2 weeks that stated $111 a year, and then I got an email and I was told $48 a year. We each have the emails. Both numbers can't be right. I'm very curious how those numbers got arrived at. Number 1, I do not believe all these roofs need to be replaced in their entirety. 2, these prices are outrageous and have no supporting pricing documentation. Number 3, the R value, R30 insulation in the roofs could be higher. I had installed R38 in my son's house in Virginia, a state that doesn't even get that cold, so don't give me baloney about saving money on the heat bills. R30 is not top-notch insulation. You can get better. And for that price, I would want top-notch insulation. 2,876 people said no in March, and I hope thousands more will vote against these super inflated, non-emergent projects. And tell the taxpayers the truth. If the referendum fails, we get a tax adjustment refund. I'll come back for the second 5 minutes. I have more.
Anybody else like to speak? Go ahead.
I'll try to sprinkle a little joy. Brandon Hurley, 219 Lenape Trail, Forked River. Good evening, members of the board. I want to begin recognition first because I really think it's important to give credit where it's due. Principal Nemec and the staff at Cedar Creek have done an outstanding job adapting to the new pickup and drop-off procedures that they implemented. As both a parent with 2 children at Cedar Creek and someone who has been able to observe the process closely, I can tell you firsthand that what they've built is quickly becoming a well-organized, safe as possible, and efficient system. Their commitment to safety and the order deserves recognition, and I severely thank them for it, having 2 kids in their school. That being said, we need to look at the bigger picture. With more families driving their children to school every day, because of the busing changes, the volume of traffic has increased dramatically. This isn't just an inconvenience, it could quickly become a safety issue. Cars are lined up in the mornings and afternoons, creating congestion and stress for parents, staff that are trying to direct the traffic and the surrounding neighborhood. This is why I believe we need to start planning now for another entrance point at Cedar Creek, if possible, if we can find that. There are opportunities there, and I'm hoping that with the town had just partnered with the district to improve Lenoka, that we should pursue something similar to partnership here. I think together this would relieve traffic, improve safety, and show families that their concerns are being addressed. I also recognize that the busing situation itself is added to these changes. Courtesy busing is by definition a courtesy, and many states follow that same practice as a way to save money. However, I would like to see that in the future we should start finding a way to implement that back. Again, I just wanted to retouch on Cedar Creek's ability to take care of the students as safely as possible. I did get a chance to watch it the last 3 days with both my kids, one of which is in the autism program, and the other one has severe ADHD and is all over the place. And his ability to get into the school safely without incidents is a real testament to the staff there, and I think we should applaud them on that. Thanks.
Good, thank you. Would anyone else like to speak? Go ahead, Richard. Richard, you can go. Yeah.
Good evening, Lacey citizens and members of the board. At the end of the last Board of Education meeting, there was a mention of a lawsuit being voted on to settle a case with no details given to the public. The case had to deal with Crystal DeCara, the former food service director. It was settled with the district paying $180,000 for her whistleblower lawsuit against the district, which had fired her. The previous food service director was also fired and had filed the lawsuit. We seem to have a very bad track record with our food service department, and as I've recommended, we really need to outsource it. I mean, we're doing the same thing over and over again, and the outcome is the same. At the last Board of Education meeting, I requested that all staff salaries and benefit costs for each employee be posted on the district website like it once was, so everyone in Lacey can see where all of our hard-earned tax money is going. I followed up with an email to the whole board, then an email to the CFO. I did not receive a response from the CFO. So when can the taxpayers of Lacey expect this spreadsheet to be published on the website? You like to say you're transparent. Well, here is a big opportunity for you to prove it. If you don't, it will be clear that you don't want the public to know how you're spending all of our hard-earned monies, which will mean you're trying to hide something. When government lives in the dark, it's never up to anything good, especially with taxpayers' money. On the topic of the $29 million referendum, I went through the cost submissions. Architects' fees for this project are over $1.85 million, which is just outrageous, since you don't need an architect for roofing projects. And only if you go through the state bonding program do you have to do such things, which is a total waste of state and local monies. Exorbitant bonding fees and even outrageous printing fees are all included in this bloated project. No one in their right mind would do a project like this if they were paying for it out of their own monies. On another note, according to the CFO, Ms. Ormsby, she sent me an email and she said the average home, which I guess is $288,000 is the value, would get a $111 reduction.
Richard, can you come back? Your time's up.
Already?
Yeah. Was it reset?
I may not have.
All right, go 2 more minutes. Go ahead.
Okay, $111 would be the reduction in savings is what she told me in an email on an average house cost of $288,000. I've been questioning why Mr. Zelensky is still in the role as acting superintendent. In fact, this is a question that comes up on social media again and again. I decided to do a poll. Over 90% of the respondents want him fired, and for a whole slew of different reasons. The taxpayers want accountability. The schools are failing. It doesn't matter how much propaganda you try to throw out to the public. Everyone sees through the gaslighting. The board spent money on hiring a search firm to look for another superintendent and hired no one. Another waste of our hard-earned tax dollars, just like the $130,000 you wasted on the March referendum. Monies that could have been used for busing our kids and taking care of our facilities. The lack of accountability from the majority of the board is appalling and embarrassing at this point. In fact, it's readily clear that you care nothing for what the public feels or their concerns. You just want our money and expect us to put up and shut up. Absolutely outrageous. And I will come back for my last comments.
Okay. Would anybody else like to talk before we go round 2? Mr. Rizzoli, you're up.
policy, 0167, public participation in board meetings. Do we really need this, folks? Do we really want to take our First Amendment and throw it in the garbage here in Lacey? Do we really afraid to hear from the public? You put that kind of an aura out to the public says, what are they hiding?
We already have this policy. We're
So,
just amending it. This policy's been around for years.
Is this a recommendation from the state, or did it come from one of the attorneys who you choose? Because your track record for choosing attorneys and law firms seems to be very, very bad. So maybe you should take a double look at what's being suggested to you by the attorney that you choose and the law firms that you choose, okay? Because like I said, they're not doing a very good job, and the public understands that. But this particular policy, really look at it, folks. You really want to have that kind of an impression? You're going to vote on it tonight? Think about it. And think about getting new barristers. Thank you.
Would you like to identify which portions you object to?
Oh. Okay, Regina.
Regina DeSenza, Sunset Drive, Sunrise Beach. There is a report online dated September 2000 from the State Commission of Investigation. This report details how school roof projects are not only far overestimated, but many precautions must be taken when writing the contract to be sure the district gets what it pays for. I provided the report link to your attorney. This also was a source of negligence with the solar project bond. There wasn't even a true contract written or reviewed by the school district's attorney. And now I have a few notes from my August bill review. The monthly health care expenses for August were low because not everyone gets a paycheck in August. It was $966,911. The employee contribution was $34,329. And again, this amount is nominal because a lot of teachers are on the 10-month payroll. The Delta Dental bill for July, August was $97,910, with $600,000 allotted for the year. The Benecard prescription plan for June was $715,077. $4.4 million is allocated for the year for prescriptions. The electric bill, and this is a partial. It supplements the full district balance after the solar. JCP&L, $14,565. Allocated for the year, $307,050. How will these electric bills be managed when the solar production goes to zero and you throw all the solar panels in the garbage? I still have not gotten a satisfactory answer, and I've asked twice before. We haven't figured that out yet is not the right answer. I saw the synergistics bill for energy management. How's that working out? $7,416 for the month, $89,000 allocated for the year. Are they saving the district more than they cost? Please explain how at a future meeting. I'd like to hear about that. I beg the people of Lacey to say no to the $28 million. It is not at no cost to the taxpayer, and you already gave 20% over the past 2 years, and I can almost guarantee there will be another 10% increase this year. It's not that I want dripping roofs on the students and the staff, but there are less expensive approaches. Trying to overinflate the prices to get the state aid is unconscionable. This is an exact repeat performance of all the problems that were noted with the solar bond in 2009. This month, the SRECs yielded $64,000. That's a drop in the bucket against the $1.5 million bond payment, and this was promised at no cost to the taxpayers. Therefore, the new referendum question must be voted down because it's not transparent, the prices are not realistic. Give the taxpayers our refund. And item 18, your policy revision of 0167 that Mr. Rizzoli just spoke about, public participation, I already reported it to the ACLU. If you're looking for a lawsuit, that's a great way to do it. I strongly suggest it be written by someone who understands the law. The way it's currently written, folks, it's in violation of your oath of office to uphold the Constitution. Apparently, nobody knows what's in the Constitution or how to interpret it.
Ms. DeSenza, you had the courtesy of emailing me earlier, and we spoke a little bit before the meeting. Would you like to tell us which portions you disagree with?
The one that tells us what we can and cannot speak about. That is not correct.
Which one is that?
Any topic.
You can go to the podium.
No, Mr. Padula and I already did discuss one specific issue, but I have.
We did. I didn't know if there were any others.
Rizzoli noted, I have problems with other parts too, but I'm
Right.
not gonna go
I mean,
over
he's
my
opposed to
part.
all of it, which includes increasing the time to 6 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Bennett. you can go.
Richard Bidnick, Part 2. My last comments are about the new public participation policy being read for the first time tonight. There are portions of it that are unconstitutional. You do not have the right to restrict free speech at a public meeting, which is protected in the U.S. Constitution. You do not get to be the arbiter of truth. You cannot stop a member of the public from speaking out against a public referendum or a candidate who is running for election on the board. This will be challenged legally if you try to go ahead and approve this policy. And I'm referring to 2 points. B, where it's talked about speech that is defamatory, and C, campaigning for or against political candidates or ballot measures. And I'm going to repeat this to you. A board president stopping someone mid-comment because they think it is defamatory risks unconstitutional viewpoint and discrimination. Campaigning for or against candidates, ballot measures. Courts have held that political speech is core protected speech. But if you say a school funding referendum is on the ballot, banning references would be unconstitutional, and I'm going to quote the law here. Iannuzzi versus Borough of Point Pleasant, 3rd Circuit Court, 2012. And then there's another one, Tinker versus Des Moines, which is the New York Times versus Sullivan, 1964, reinforced board protections and for political free speech and a high bar for restricting defamatory comments, especially about public officials. The Lacey Citizens for Responsible Government will be holding a Board of Education Candidates Forum at the Lacey Library at 7 p.m. on October 22nd. The public is cordially invited, and there will be an opportunity for the public to ask questions. Please mark your calendar, as this will be the only time the public will get a chance to have this opportunity or ability to measure the merits of each candidate and the solutions they offer for the district's many ills. This meeting will be taped and later put on social media. Thank you very much.
Mr. Bignick, thank you for the citations. I also want to point you to Bessler versus Board of Education of West Windsor Plainsboro, which says a public body may control its proceedings in a content-neutral manner by stopping a speaker who is disruptive or who fails to keep to the subject matter on the agenda, or whose speech becomes irrelevant or repetitious. For example, citing a case out of Indiana, a plaintiff who attended a meeting was removed because he was repetitive and truculent and repeatedly interrupted the chairman of the meeting. The Third Circuit affirmed dismissal of those cases.
That's an entirely different thing. But you cannot be the arbiter of truth. Your truth may not be my truth.
Okay, we're going to move on. We're going to move on. I think I missed your hand, and then we're going to close public comment, because I think I missed yours. Yeah.
Rhiannon Mendis, Woodland Road, Forked River. I just wanted to reiterate that we are here with the lack of courtesy busing and the need for a referendum because of multiple years of state aid funding cuts that not only happened mostly in Ocean County, but to 109 districts across the state that have been ongoing and horrible. So as we go to the election and for this referendum, the ability to fix the roofs gives us 40% covered by state aid, which we so desperately need. And it's not the best scenario, but it's where we are. And when we vote in November, we have to consider the state aid cuts that we've had also. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now we're going to move on to board committee reports. We'll start with Mr. Bell in policy, please.
Right, our meeting was held September 10th at 4:15. It was myself, Jack Connedy, Linda Walker, and Mr. Zelinski. New policy regulations for review and/or discussion. Training service animals, policy 5337. Mr. Zelinski led a discussion of the service animal policy, and the committee will be making no changes at this time. Policy 0167, public participation in board meetings, revised. Mr. Zelinski led a discussion of public participation in board meetings, and the policy has been updated to include 6-minute opportunity for each one member of the public to speak during the public portion of the board meeting. The new policy will also include acceptable public behavior during the meeting. Co-curricular, intergenerational at Laceytown Middle School, additional, not in original budget. Mr. Zelinski led the discussion and informed the board of the addition of this co-curricular club that was inadvertently left out of the original list. Safety and security, SSOs have received their vest and should be wearing them. LTASA replacement for Tim Dow discussion. Then others, Mr. Zelinski worked with the committee, and the date to discuss district and board goals will be held on September 23rd at 6 p.m. Next meeting, Wednesday, October 8th, 4:15.
Okay, Ms. Walker, would you like to do curriculum, please?
Sure. Curriculum was, we had a meeting on September 8th at 2:30. In attendance was Mrs. Amato, Mr. Amato, Mr. Zelinski, Ms. Amos, and Mrs. Krakowski, and myself. We talked about the extended, District Supervisor Michelle Amos led a discussion of how the district would be forming teacher and administrative committees to develop recommendations for curricular purchases utilizing the extended surplus monies from the 2024-25 school year. Under Special Education, Director of Special Services Joseph Bond provided an update on the CPI training for all staff, which included de-escalation techniques for all staff that come into contact with our special education programs. Mr. Bond also provided an update on the efforts to continue the Special Education Parent Advisory Committee, and he also gave a report on our crisis teams at each building and special education dismissal procedures. Under technology, Mr. Zelinski provided an update to the committee on all the summer technology work and upgrades to include Chromebook and laptop replacements, as well as re-imaging of all our network devices. And I must say, our technology department has done such an outstanding job. They have saved us a tremendous amount of money by doing the work that they have done. So thank you to all of them. Under personnel, the administration continues to work on certain staff replacements and additions, and even on tonight's agenda, we have some that we're voting on. Under other, I think Mr. Bell just mentioned this, on September 23rd, which is next Tuesday, I believe? Yes. We're having our board workshop to discuss district and board goals. That's at 6 p.m. on September 23rd. Our next meeting is scheduled for October 6th at 2:30. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Conity, how about finance?
Sure. At our meeting on Thursday, September the 4th, it was myself, President Claus, Mr. Peters, Mr. Zelinski, and Ms. Ormsby. We also had Scott from Synergistics, who gave a presentation update on the status of the utility savings. Ms. Ormsby had a discussion on the next moves in regards to selling land. Ms. Ormsby updated the committee on the referendum meeting. As far as the playground at Hill Pond, Ms. Ormsby had a discussion on the quote received from the architect and the district will be moving forward with that project. Under finance, policy finder, instructions to be updated, board on the need to re-engage policy finder. We discussed the budget calendar for the 26-27 budget year. Under food services, there was nothing. Under curriculum, there was nothing extra. Instructions to be updated, the committee on the status of the interviews for the assistant to the facilities manager. The appointment will be on a resolution tonight. Discuss the supervisor of curriculum. Mr. Zielinski updated the committee on the interviews, and the appointment will also be on tonight's agenda. As Mr. Zielinski also discussed the need for a part-time social worker at the middle school, and that appointment will also be on a resolution for tonight. Under security, technology, transportation, reviewed use of facilities and professional development, and board goals. Next meeting will be on Thursday, October 9th, and we adjourned at 5:17.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Armato, do you have anything you'd like to add for referendum?
Yeah, so regards to transparency and information being shared with the public, in our last meeting, we did speak with our groups, and the website will be updated. There's even been conversation of putting video cameras on the roof so you can see how it puddles up when we get a rain like we've gotten the last couple of days, and some of the pictures you'll see inside after it rains, and what happens to our schools after it rains. Lacey Day is an opportunity for you to ask all your questions regarding the referendum. You could corner your favorite board member and ask away, and make sure that you're satisfied with the answers that you get before you walk away. And I think when we present this referendum, I think the mail is going out at the end of the month, Sharon, right?
Yeah.
The first mail is going out. The website is projected to be up before the end of the month. And you'll see a lot better job this time than it was the last time. I like the people that Sharon presented us to hire this time around, and I think we're in better hands, and I think it'll be presented in a way where it'll be a lot more understandable. The questions that you're asking today will be answered via either the website or at Lacey Day. I don't think anybody's walking away from getting this. I think it's important that we save the structure of the school, and that's just it. So that's some of the updates that I have. I'll be more forthright at our next meeting, and I'll share as much information on this referendum as I possibly can. But yeah, everything's in the works. By the end of the month, you'll start seeing things on the website. You'll start seeing some mailers, and it'll be a lot more understandable.
Thank you. And I believe the architects are coming to Lacey Day as well?
That's
Okay,
correct.
so if you guys have any questions, just stop by our booth. We have a Board of Ed booth, so we'll be there. We'd love to see you. Okay, I think we're going to move on to superintendent comments. If you have anything?
So I'll talk referendum, because that seems to be, it's gonna be the hot topic, I believe it should be. And I listen to some of the chatter that's out there and some of the things that go on and some of the options that people have presented. So I kind of loaded all that into the idea tank, trying to figure out, some commentary. It's critical to emphasize that the roof improvements are not optional. We've talked to the experts that we can. The roofs in our buildings have reached the end of their useful lives. Failure to address this issue will lead to leaks, mold, and structural damage, resulting in far higher costs down the road. Our HVAC systems are aging and inefficient. They lead to inflated utility bills and create a less than ideal learning environment. The question is not if we should make these repairs, but how we should finance them in the most fiscally responsible manner. Some individuals may suggest that using general fund monies to finance this $29 million project over 5 years. You've heard that time and time again. By bond leasing it over 5 years. This approach, while seemingly straightforward, is a financially unsound and irresponsible strategy that would place an undue burden on our operational budget and ultimately cost the taxpayers more. Here's the breakdown. Financing the project through the general fund would require an annual payment of $6.3 million without receipt of any state aid. Over 5 years, the total cost would be $31.5 million. This is a staggering $2.5 million more expensive than a referendum alternative. A $6.3 million annual withdrawal from the general fund would have a devastating impact on our ability to operate and provide a quality education. This would definitely necessitate painful cuts to vital programs, many we've already done because of our current budget, a freeze on teacher salaries, reduction in staff. It would cripple our ability to invest in curriculum development, technology, and student services. In essence, it would force us to further sacrifice the quality of education for the sake of a short-sighted and expensive financing plan. The bond referendum funded through debt service payments is the only fiscally sound and strategically intelligent path forward for school districts, and school districts in general. A $29 million bond would be repaid over a 20-year period with annual payments of approximately $1.5 million. The total repayment cost, net of state aid, would be approximately $29 million, which means the state pays all of the interest. Okay? State pays all of the interest if you do it through a bond referendum. This saves the taxpayers $2.5 million compared to the general fund financing option, which has been floated many a time, even here. By using a dedicated debt service payment, the district's general fund remains untouched and protected. This allows us to maintain stable operational budgets, avoid program cuts, and continue to provide the best education we can. We can continue to invest in staff, curriculum, and technology without being handicapped by a massive financial expenditure. A long-term bond distributes the cost of these long-lasting improvements more equitably over time. Students will benefit from these new roofs and HVAC systems for the next 20 to 30 years. Again, will contribute to their costs rather than placing the entire burden on taxpayers in a 5-year window. The most crucial and often overlooked point, by using a bond referendum, the district becomes eligible for the state aid. We anticipate receiving between 34 to 40% of the project's cost back from the state. Means for every dollar we borrow, the state will essentially pay for a significant portion of it. This translates to an influx of dollars that would not be available if we use the general fund. For any repair, if we don't do a bond referendum, okay, it comes straight out of general fund, state does not contribute. To reject a bond referendum is to knowingly and willfully forfeit millions of dollars in state funding, and that is designed to help our district. It is the fiscal equivalent of leaving money on the table that is rightfully ours to improve our schools. The argument against the bond referendum is not based on sound financial principles. It is based on a fundamental misunderstanding of public finance. To choose to pay more, gut our operational budget, and forfeit millions in state aid is not a fiscally responsible decision. It's an act of financial negligence. The bond referendum is the financially prudent, responsible, and transparent way to address our capital needs. It ensures our schools are safe and functional, okay, all while protecting the quality of education and saving taxpayers a significant amount of money. All right, so that's the bond referendum speech I can give you for now. More to come next meeting, obviously.
Okay.
So thank you, President Claus.
Thank you. All right, we're going to do board member comments. If you have a comment, you can keep, no, Ms. Walker?
comment.
Nothing? Mr.
I
Romano?
have a suggestion of going back to the old ways of doing things. So this is my 4th year sitting at this dais. I sat with Frank, Linda, Skip, and now you, Ms. Klaus. And one of the things I'd like to see, especially when there's a change that affects things, is have the committee members, including myself, reach out to the other board members and say, hey, FYI, we're making this change. Once upon a time, we had those discussions, so we weren't blindsided by anything. People that work 9-to-5 jobs aren't always on their Google looking at these things, and especially with this policy 0167, I think a little bit more of a discussion should have went into it instead of just sitting at policy. I, for one, will do a better job that when I'm sitting on a committee, reaching out to my fellow board members, if it's something very urgent or something that's important that you know, so you can wrap your head around it and then come back with sound advice or pushback. I think we should go back to making sure that that's done. I know you do a good job of reaching out to me when I have LTEA meetings. Hey, Sal, what's up? Give me an update on that. You shouldn't have to call me. I should have called you and given you an update. So if we can make that effort again and just update board members on pressing things like that, I think it would be a lot more helpful and maybe prevent some things we don't want to talk about just yet.
Sure.
That's it for me.
Okay. Mr. Bell.
All right. I'll be a few comments. Several of my favorite words were mentioned tonight. Constitution, truth, and clergy. And I know a lot of times things get heated and there's confrontation that goes back and forth, but I do appreciate the board, and I'm going to miss Skip. He's been very, very kind and helpful, and we haven't always agreed on things, but we could sit down, talk about it, and move on. Along the lines of the Constitution, I was reading a little bit of the New Jersey Constitution this week, and it starts out, "We the people of the state of New Jersey, grateful to Almighty God for the civil and religious liberty which he hath so long permitted us to enjoy, and looking to him for a blessing upon our endeavors to secure and transmit the same unimpaired to succeeding generations, to ordain and establish this Constitution." Again, one of my favorite words is truth. And the statement was made tonight, your truth might not be my truth. Truth in itself is not definable by individuals. Truth is truth. And we can't pick apart what we like and what we don't and decide whose truth is truth and whose is not. That's how we get in these predicaments. On September 10th, 2 men woke up in the morning. They had plotted their course for the day. They had planned out the mission that they had at hand. Both of them set in order the things that they felt they were to do. I believe both holding this is truth. And the one young man took the other man's life. We all heard the story, we all know about it, and I think it's important that we pause at a moment like this and remember the freedoms that we do enjoy in America. But when those freedoms turn to the point where we cross the line and break a commandment that I believe come from the Almighty God that we here in New Jersey obviously thank him for those liberties. I think it's important that we stop and listen to the voice of the man's life that was taken. Charlie Kirk simply said this: "The only thing death can do is deliver the believer to Jesus." And in all the chaos in our society, the word clergy was mentioned here tonight. As far as I know, and I could be wrong, I will stand corrected if I am, I might be the only one in the building that qualifies as clergy. If that's different, correct me. I don't have a problem with that. But when it comes to clergy, we put a lot on clergy that are not really the clergy's responsibility. We put a lot on the school system that's not the school system's responsibility. I believe that Almighty God gives children to parents, and he expects them to set the course, to train them morally, to direct them to what truth is. And for a long time, we've just kind of allowed our children to fall under the category of it takes a village. It's nice to have a village, but it doesn't take a village. And so we need to get back to the reality that Almighty God did give us some commandments. He did give us some stipulations he wants us to hold on to. In fact, Proverbs tells us, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he's old, he'll not depart from it. I've tried hard to teach my kids truth. and to set them on a course that they will then pass on to the next generation. And I just think it's important to really at this time focus on what is truth. It's not my truth, it's not your truth. There is truth. And I'm thankful that we can open a book called the Bible and we can find truth. And I do have to say, we've gotten so far into this religious liberty that we've allowed the First Amendment to become the opposite of what it was intended for. And it's my desire, one of the things I love about this open forum system is when people get up and speak their mind. I'm not opposed to hearing opposing thoughts. And it's important that we keep that going, but I do believe if we don't go back to our own Constitution and become once again grateful to Almighty God, it's not going to be too long before those liberties are gone totally. And that's the end of my comments.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Armato.
Thank you all for coming out tonight. Once again, congratulations to all of the students recognized. They are clearly the shining stars of Lacey. Very proud of them. And Mr. Roselli, am I pronouncing your name correctly? Roselli?
Rizzoli.
Rizzoli. I just wanted to address something. You talked about the health and sex policy. So just so you know, as a parent, I did opt my children out when they went to school here. They were excused from class and they sat in the library and they had other work to do. So maybe parents don't know that, but thank you for bringing it up. So if somebody doesn't agree with the current curriculum, you have to take that upon yourself and you have to look at what it is. I didn't agree with it and I was able to do that. So just so you know, yes, you can do that. And that's pretty much it. I just wanted to address that.
Thank you. Mr. Conity, do you have any comments?
Congratulations to award recipients tonight. Welcome back. Best of luck, teachers, staff, students. Mr. Peters, thank you for your guidance over 2 3/4 years. Wasn't always pretty, but you got through it. And that's it.
Okay, thank you. I think we're going to bring him in next month, just so you know, so we can officially say goodbye. Okay, I received a letter about Coach Versillo. He's been coach here from the beginning, 45 years. He just received an award, the Phil Sims North-South Football Classic Award, and he also received a $500 donation that went to the Football Foundation. He's also been recognized, just briefly I'll run through it, 1963 Dumont High School Hall of Fame, Tarkio College Hall of Fame, New Jersey Scholastic Coaches Hall of Fame. He received New York Giants High School Coach of the Week Award in 1996, Hall of Fame again in 2006, Governor's Bowl Classic Hall of Fame in 2006, Interscholastic Coach of the Year 2006, 2007. He was also the football coach honoree for President Ford. 2007 again, he was Coach of the Year, National Federation. 2007 again, he was National Federation of High School Coach of the Year. 2012, he was Shore Football Coach Foundation Hall of Fame. 2013, again Hall of Fame. 2018, he had the Ray Cran Lifetime Achievement Award. 2021, he was New Jersey Jets High School Coach of the Week, and 2022, they named the stadium after him for the Versillo Stadium. So I just want to congratulate him for yet another award. There's also a game tomorrow night if anybody's interested in coming out. We are honoring the Lacey Football Foundation. Part of that foundation, we're honoring our veterans. So if you are a veteran or you know of a veteran that would like to come and be honored on the field, it's actually a very nice ceremony. We'll be starting at 5:30. We bring them out on the field, and it's a nice experience. And then they can sit on the sideline for the game. So if you know of anybody, please let them know. Okay, and we are going to go into new business. Okay, and we are going to start with
Can I ask a question before we move
Sure.
on? So with regards to policy 0167, are we tabling that as we had discussed earlier, or are we going to vote on it tonight?
I think we can vote on it. If we need to make changes, we can always come back next month and make the adjustments. We can have another month to discuss.
So-
But it's on for tonight. If you want to vote no, you can.
Okay.
That's fine. Okay? If it passes, then we still have to do a second read. Yeah, it's only a first read, so we can still make adjustments if we need
Okay.
to. And even after second read, we can always go back at it again. Okay? All right, let's do page 2, A1 meeting minutes. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Amato?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mrs. Armato?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Abstain.
Thank you. Mr. Conity?
Abstain as well, please.
And Mrs. Claus?
Yes. Page 2, A2-3, list of bills. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Armato?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mrs. Armato?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
You said items 2 and 3?
2 and 3,
Kim?
yes.
Yes, 2 and 3,
Okay.
list of bills.
I'm going to abstain on A3, Mr. Brandis, 980 due to conflict.
Thank you. Mr. Conity?
Yes on number 2, but on number 3, I need to recuse on 691 and 163, 161, and 986.
Thank you. Mrs. Claus?
Yes. A4 transfers. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Armato?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mrs. Armato?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Conity?
Yes.
Mrs. Claus?
Yes. Page 3 and 4, can I have A6 through 10, finance and facilities, please?
We're administratively removing A5.
Okay, can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Armato?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mrs. Armato?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Conity?
Yes.
Mrs. Claus?
Yes. A11 through A14, tuition and transportation. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Armato?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mrs. Armato?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Conity?
Yes.
Mrs. Claus?
Yes. A15 to 17, other. Can I have a motion, please?
Move.
Motion.
Second.
Oh, sorry.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Armato?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mrs. Armato?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Conity?
Yes.
And Mrs. Claus?
Yes. A18 and 19, policy and regulation. Can I have a motion, please?
Move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Armato?
I'm going to vote no on the first read on 18, and I'm going to vote yes on 19.
Thank you. Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mrs. Armato?
So 18 no, 19 yes.
Thank you. Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Conity?
Yes.
And Mrs. Claus?
Yes. Page 6, donations, and I'd like to thank everyone for these generous donations.
I'll move.
Sal, second.
Can I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Armato?
Yes, and thank you.
Mr. Bell?
Yes, and thank you.
Mrs. Armato?
Yes, but I just want to point out that Lenoka Harbor PTO, the amount they donated was $69,025, just in case you didn't see that. That is
Amazing.
huge, so thank you.
We're trying to bring them to October's meeting.
Yeah,
Ms. Armato.
that's amazing.
We should bring them to a
Thank you.
budget meeting.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Conity?
Yes.
Mrs. Claus?
Yes. Page 7C, programs and curriculum. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Second.
69,000.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Armato?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mrs. Armato?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes, but I'm abstaining on Nicholas Medensky.
Thank you. Mr. Conity?
Yes.
Mrs. Claus?
Yes. Page 7, professional days and workshop travel. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Armato?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mrs. Armato?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Just clarification, we're voting on E1 through what?
We're on D.
Eight.
D,
7.
professional days and workshops.
Oh, okay, yes, sorry.
Mr. Conity?
Yes.
And Mrs. Claus?
Yes. E, personnel, E1 through 13.
We have a correction on E3, Lucy Pastor. Everything is correct, but it should say BA plus 20.
Okay. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Second, please?
Second as amended.
Ms. Klaus, 1 through 13 takes us to page 11, correct?
7 to 11, yes.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Okay.
Okay,
Roll
thank
call,
you.
please.
Mr. Armato?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mrs. Armato?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes, but I'm abstaining on E3, Mr. Dowd and Mrs. Malloy.
Thank you.
E7, Mr. Medensky, and E10, Mr. Brandis.
Thank you. Mr. Conity?
Yes.
And Mrs. Claus?
Yes. Page 12 through 16, non-certificated personnel, F1 to F13.
We have a correction on number 9. It should read Susan Bowen.
Okay. Can I have a motion, please?
Move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Armato?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mrs. Armato?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Conity?
Yes.
Mrs. Claus?
Yes. And that is all. Motion to adjourn.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations to Margaret and Patrick are in the back as well. Congratulations to both of them.
Congratulations.